Today we're moving on to topic 1.6, the surface area and the volume of a sphere. Well, a sphere is a ball. It's a circular ball. Now, a sphere is defined as the set of points in space that are the same distance from a fixed point, which is the center. A line segment that joins the center to any point on the sphere is the radius of the sphere, and a line segment that joins 2 points on a sphere and passes through the center is called the diameter, as you can see in the picture below. Now, it says the surface area of a sphere. The surface area of a sphere with a radius r is defined as 4 times pi r squared. In example 1, determine the surface area of a sphere. It says that the diameter of a baseball is approximately 3 inches, right here. Determine the surface area of a baseball to the nearest square inch. Well, we'll take the equation. Surface area is 4 pi r squared. Then we're going to say the surface area is 4 pi times 1.5 squared, because the diameter was 3, the radius is 1.5. Plugging that in our calculator, the surface area is 28.27, or approximately 28 square inches. Go ahead and do the check your understanding on your own. In example 2, determine the diameter of a sphere. Well, the surface area of a lacrosse ball is approximately 20 square inches. So they're giving us the surface area again. Now they want to know what is the diameter. So here we go. What's the diameter of the ball to the nearest tenth of an inch? We're going to say here we have a ball. We're looking for r. The surface area is 4 pi r squared. Now we're going to replace the SA with 20 is equal to 4 pi times r squared. Now we can go ahead and divide both sides by 4 pi. The 4's cancel, and the pi was going to cancel. But on my left side, make sure you put brackets around the 4 pi when you're dividing. Because if you go 20 divided by 4 pi without brackets on your calculator is going to go 20 divided by 4, and then calculate the answer for that, which is 5, and then times it by pi. So you want to make sure that you're dividing 20 by both 4 and pi. So to continue, the 4 is in the cancel, so you're going to get r squared is equal to about 1.59, and then when you take the square root of both sides, r will equal 1.26 approximately, which we will round to 1.3. Oh, we're asked to find the diameter, so we got to double the radius. Now we can round it to about 2.5 inches. Again, you can do the check your understanding question on your own. So now the equation for the volume of a sphere. The volume of a sphere with a radius of r is written as 4/3 pi r cubed, or, as I like to say, 4 pi r cubed divided by 3. That's how you would use in your calculator. Here we go. Example 3. Determine the volume of a sphere. The Sun approximates a sphere with a diameter of 870,000 miles. What is the approximate volume of the Sun? Well, since the diameter is 870,000 miles, we need the radius. Divide that by 2, and you'll find it's 435,000 miles. So the volume now is 4 pi r cubed divided by 3. When you plug this in, you're going to get very large numbers, and you're going to be getting scientific notation. The volume is going to be reported as 3.44 times 10 to the power 17 cubic miles. Now, again, do the check your understanding question on your own. In example 4, we're going to determine the surface area and volume of a hemisphere. Remember, a hemisphere is half a sphere. So here we have the surface area of half of a sphere would be 2 pi r squared. But when you cut it open or cut half of it away, you've now exposed a third surface, and that surface is going to be the flat circular equator. That piece on the side that you just shaded in yellow is the surface area of 2 pi r squared. But we still have the flat part that's white. That's going to be the pi r squared that I just shaded in now. So the whole thing is going to have a surface area of 3 pi r squared. And that'll be given as well on your formula sheet. So now it says a hemisphere has a radius of 8. What is the surface area of the hemisphere to the nearest tenth of a centimeter? And what is the volume of the hemisphere to the nearest tenth of a cubic centimeter? So we're going to say the surface area is 3 pi r squared. And that'll be 3 pi times 8 squared, which is 603.18, or 603.2. Now for the volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. And remember, for a hemisphere, the volume is only going to be half of that. So half of 4/3 pi r cubed is 4/6 pi r cubed, or reducing it gives me 2 pi r cubed divided by 3. Which makes sense, because if my full volume was 4 pi r cubed divided by 3, half of it would be 2 pi r cubed divided by 3. So now I can plug in my values, and the volume that I'm going to get is going to be 107.3 cubic centimeters. Your job is to do the last check your understanding on your own, and that takes us to the end of our lesson.